Let me teach you how to recreate this one-sided bodycon dress, or you can call it a one-side butterfly bodycon dress. So it's a very detailed tutorial. I'll show you how to do everything to achieve this dress. So I want you to pay close attention, okay? It's beginner friendly also. So I used about 4 yards of fabric, though I didn't finish it up. And then the first thing will be to cut the fitted sleeve. Okay, the fitted sleeve is just one, but I ended up cutting two because I folded my fabric into two before, folding it horizontally. So don't fold your fabric into two, just fold it horizontally as though you're cutting sleeve, but the stretchy part is the part that will be horizontal. You understand? Then I'm going to come down by 4.5, and I'm just going to form my sleeve, curve. Okay, just look closely, you see how to do it. It's not difficult, just form a curve. All right, and then I'm going to mark my elbow and add ½ inch for joining allowance, and then I'll mark my round elbow. Then I'll mark my wrist, and I'll mark my round what is it, wrist now. Okay, and then I'll join everything together, and then I'll cut it out. You see that, just the way you cut your normal sleeve. The only thing is I'm not adding any sewing allowance. You notice that, right? I'm not adding any sewing allowance to my elbow or to my wrist or to my round arm. Okay, next I trimmed out what I have to make sure that the material is still straight. You saw that, right? To make sure the material is still straight, then I would fold the material, the entire material that I have, into two. When I folded into two, the next thing I will now do, okay, remember you are folding it along the stretchy part. You get that? So I will now mark the hip circumference divided by 2. Okay, and then it will now serve as my guide to fold it into 4. What we really want to achieve is to fold the fabric into 4. But I first of all folded into 2, then I marked hip divided by 4, and then I folded it into 4. You see that now? So now I've gotten what. Now the next thing is to draft the bodice, okay? And I'll mark the shoulder divided by 2, come down by 1 inch. Then I'm going to mark 2 inches as the neck width instead of our normal 3 inches. And for the back, I'll come down by 1 inch, but for the front, I'll come down by 2.5 inch or 3 inches actually. Then I'm going to connect it to that 1 inch I came down by for shoulder slope. Right, just watch what I'm doing closely. It's very easy, you'll be able to do it. Then I'll mark the armhole depth. I'm using 7 inches. Normally for this person I would have used 7.5, but I'm using 7 inches because it's a bodycon dress. It's a stretchy fabric. Then I'm going to connect the armhole. I came in a little as that's the center of the armhole, like to form the curve, the armhole curve. You get that? Now I marked the half length and the waist to hip, a normal waist to hip. You get that? Then at the half length, I'm going to mark waist divided by 4 minus 1 inch. If you really want it to be very like fitted, if you don't want to be too fitted, you do minus ½ inch. I also did bust divided by 4 minus 1 inch, and for the hip I also did hip divided by 4 minus 1 inch. Okay, so that when you're done sewing it, the stretchiness of the fabric would fill up the part, the 1 inch that you removed. Okay, now I'm going to also mark waist to knee because I want it to be fitted down also. If you don't want it to be fitted downwards, you just connect exactly what you have on the hip all the way down, but I want it to be fitted down. Okay, so at that point that I've marked as my knee, I will check what I have on my waist and I will take out 1 inch from it, or 1.5 depending on how tight you want the knee part to be, and then I'll form that curve. Okay, and then at the hemline, I didn't know that page part didn't record, but at the hemline, all I just need to do is to get what I have at the knee, and then I'll take out 1 inch from it at the hemline. Okay, if you don't want it to be fitted at the hemline also, you can now use whatever you have at your knee, mark it at your hemline and go all the way down. Okay, so that way it will not have that fitted look at the hemline, but I wanted it to give, you get. Now listen very carefully. For this part, you're only going to be cutting out one side, that is the upper leaf of the fabric. I'm not going to cut the fabric together. At some point I even made that mistake. You're going to see it anyway, so be very careful. Okay, you're going to cut only the upper part. You're not going to cut everything, just the upper part. Remember, it's a one-sided bodycon dress. It's a one-sided butterfly bodycon dress. So I'm just going to cut the upper parts. The side of the lower part, the second part is different from this side. You see that now? Okay. Then this is where I messed up. And I went to cut the both of them. But then I corrected it. Thank God it's a stretchy fabric. I was able to correct it. At this point, I was already very devastated, but I had to, continue. So I stitched it up. I joined back one side and continue. So thank God you are watching this, so you're not going to make the mistake I made at all. Now for this back, you notice that I marked the half length and the hip line, and then I used chalk to identify the midpoints. I hope you saw that. Use chalk to identify the midpoint of the fabric. Now you're going to see the use. Now you're going to bring that one that you chalked. That fabric that you chalked is the one that you're going to bring, and you're going to cut. You're cutting the back now. So you see the part that we chalked. You can see the visible line of the half length and the hip line, and then you can see the center that we chalked. You notice that's where I am now, trying to make the chalk more visible. You see that I'm trying to make the chalk to be more visible. So that's what we're going to be using as our zip allowance. So you're going to arrange it so that it is just 1 inch that is left, and then one inch sewing zip allowance, and then you will now chalk out the shape of the other side. You see what I'm doing? So chalk out the shape of what you have on the other side, and then make your chalks visible. That's about that. Okay, so this way, all I just needed to do now was to pin it down, so that, because my table is not long, so I pinned it down so that I'll be able to pull up the fabric so that I can chalk all the way down. You see the way I did the shoulder? Don't go and cut out your shoulder. Oh. And then I opened up the zip allowance. Meanwhile, if you're meeting us for the first time, you're welcome to Perfect Glamour Fashion. Do well to subscribe. We post premium sewing tutorials and sewing business seminars on this app, because there are so many persons that know how to sew, but they don't know the business parts of the fashion industry. And so we are geared towards making you a professional fashion designer and an excellent business person. Okay, so subscribe. And to my OGs, I love you guys. Thank you for always being there. You're welcome back to the channel. Okay, so for what is left, for the allowance that is left in the upper part, I'm just going to trim it out. Okay, make sure that your hand is straight when you're trimming this out. Just trim out what you have, and then I'm going to open it back up. So this way we are done with our back. This is the back part of the dress. We're now going to work on the front part of the dress, but before I drop this, I'm going to notch the waistline and the hip line. This is very important so that when you are joining it, you would know what you're doing. I'm also going to notch where the slit is going to end. Okay, then I will now bring in my front piece. So this is my front piece now, and then to fold it, I'm going to fold it up. Then I'm going to measure to ensure that I have the same thing I have in front, which is your bust divided by 4 minus 1 inch, your waist divided by 4 minus 1 inch, your hip divided by 4 minus 1 inch. You get the gist, right? And then when you're sure that you've gotten exactly what you have in front, you're at the back, you're going to now chalk it out. You get that? You're going to chalk it all the way up, all the way down to your hemline. Okay, so when I'm done doing this, the next thing I'm going to do is just to trim out the excess in the shoulder line. Okay, so with that done, the next thing we're going to do is to open this up and bring in the back piece. we're trying to place the back piece with the front piece. But before we do that, I'm going to mark the neck width, which is 2 inches, just the way we use for the back. And then the neck depth I'm using is also 2 inches because I wanted it to have that high neck effect that you see in my recreation. Okay, so I marked 2 inches, but you can use 3 inches for the neck depth. Okay, that's totally optional. All right, so after doing that, I'll now open it up. I'll now bring in the back piece. I'll first of all work on the side that has the fitted sleeve, and then I'm going to place it on that side and I'll hold it up with pin. I'm going to sew it using just 1/2 inch sewing allowance. Now if you want it to be even more fitted, you can use 1 inch sewing allowance, but what I would advise is that you will use that your 1/2 inch sewing allowance, and then when you fit it and it's still a bit loose, you can now go back to your sewing machine and then use 1/2 inch sewing allowance to hold it. You get, so it won't be too tight, because I believe that after taking out, we've ended up taking 1.5 inch from our sewing allowance. You see that now, from the original measurement. That's because this fabric is very stretchy. But if you're making it to the fabric that is not that stretchy, then you don't need to minus a whole one. You can minus 1/2 from the actual measurements. Okay, then I also brought in the other side. You will notice that after sewing, you will notice that you will find there will be excess. You can either pleat in the excess towards the shoulder, or you will cut it out just the way I cut out mine. Okay, so I cut out the excess. This is the part I made a mistake that I showed you guys earlier. Okay, so now we're going to be attaching the zip. Okay, now I'll first of all go and join it from 6 inch above the hip line all the way to the point I want the slit to start. Okay, after doing that joining, I will now attach my sleeve. But before I attach my sleeve oh god, I will attach my zip. I keep calling it slit. But before I attach my zip, I'm going to first of all turn it over to the front. So you see that point that we chalked before. Okay, we're going to chalk it again so that it will be visible, and we're going to just sew. You know, you've turned it to the front. Now is the butterfly that you want to achieve now, so you will turn it to the front and sew along that chalk. You got that right? Just the way you do your butterfly gown. All right, now it's time to attach the zip, not sleeve. To attach the zip, right? And now this is the method you're going to use for any form of stretchy fabric. Once you want to make you want to add zip to a stretchy fabric, all you need to do is to add a gum stay. This is called different things in different places. This could be a pepper gum in your area, it could be called gum stay in your area. Okay, so this is a pepper gum. It's a pepper like interfacing. Now you're going to attach it with the grain going vertical. What I mean is, when you tear out the pepper, that's vertical way it goes. That's how you're going to attach it to the fabric, so that when you are because you're going to tear it out after sewing the zip in, you get that, so that when you're tearing it out, to be easy for you. You get that? So that part that can tear is the part that will be vertical along the zip. Another thing I like to do is to add is to use pin to also hold it, because sometimes the gum doesn't really hold still when you are sewing. Okay, so I use pins to attach it. After attaching it with iron, I also use pin to hold it still. Now this is going to help your fabric become strong and steady. Okay, so when you attach your zip, it's not going to be wavy or stretching out and all of that. It's going to be perfect. Okay, so that's another tip I'm giving you. You're going to tell me thank you in the comment section. If you've never known this before, tell me thank you very much in the comment section, because this is going to change your sewing game, I assure you. All right, so after doing that, we're now going to take this to the sewing machine and sew on the zip with your 1 inch sewing allowance that we left for the zip. Okay, or whatever you left for the zip. Now you see I've attached my zip, and all I need to do now You see how smooth this is. How smooth. It's not giving that wavy effect that you usually see when you're sewing stretchy fabrics. You see that? Very smooth. This is the zip part, very smooth. You see that? All right, so that's what you learn from here. You learn tips and tricks that will help your work look neat and professionally done. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to attach sleeve. Remember, I ended up cutting 2 sleeves instead of 1, so I know that you would understand what I said and you will cut only 1 sleeve. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the sleeve. Okay, so I'm just using pin to hold it here so you see what I'm doing. I'll go ahead and attach the sleeve round, and then I'll bring it back. Okay, and then I will tear out, like I told you, I will have to tear out this pepper stay that we used. So I will tear it. I just tear it and make sure that that white thing is not showing again at all. And because of the way we placed it when we're ironing, you see how easy and simple it is to remove it. Yeah, that's what we want to achieve. So we'll tear it all out. Now we've torn it out, and this is what we have. Like I told you earlier, I wanted to make this a little different from the inspiration picture, but my customer said no, do it exactly how you see it. So I had to do it exactly how I saw it at the end of the day. So I'm just going to cut out this excess. Now if you want to do it exactly the way it is in the inspiration picture, you know, it's a bit, that part is a bit curved, a bit circular. So instead of cutting this thing straight the way I was doing, because I wanted to, you know, be a little different, I didn't want to copy verbatim. So if instead of cutting it straight, you curve your hand, let the down part be a little like as if you want to form a circle towards the hemline. You get that now? So as if you want to form a circle towards the hemline, you're just going to curve it out towards the hemline. That's what will give it that curvy effect. And then I also turned in the hem. You turn in the hem, you fold it 0.25 and 0.25 again. Remember, you left 1 inch zip allowance, so it's that zip allowance you use to fold in your hem. Okay, once you're done folding in your hem, you would fold up your slit, you fold up your hem, and then you're actually done with this dress. The only thing I did was that I later opened up the sleeve. You see that sleeve along the part that is the butterfly area. I had to form a slit there because she really wanted it to look exactly like the inspiration picture. So if you're like her and you want it to be exactly like the inspiration picture, just open up the sleeve, what is it now, the butterfly sleeve, and here you have it. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one, and if you've not liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Bye.